My name is Louis Swan, and I work in the fire damage space. I help homeowners navigate the insurance and restoration process after a fire. I've seen firsthand, how all this plays out on both sides of the table with my companies that I work with, Fire Cash Fire and House Fire Solutions. And, I'm not here to make you angry at your insurance company, right? I'm here to make sure you understand the system that you're now inside of so you can protect yourself and your family. Okay. If you're watching this in the middle of a claim right now, I want you to know, what you're feeling right now is completely normal. Okay. This is one of the most stressful, situations a family can go through. And, I want you to know that there is a path forward. Okay. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Here's the reality of what happens in the first 40 hours that most people don't see coming. Okay. Within hours of your fire, your insurance company is notified. An adjuster is assigned, and the restoration companies who monitor fire department dispatch logs may already be on their way to your property. At the same time, obviously, you're exhausted. You may be in a hotel. You're worried about your family, your belongings, your next steps. The system moves fast and is honestly counting on you not knowing what to do. Now, as you can see on the slide here, 3 critical windows open up in the first 48 hours. And what you do in each one matters. So, that's what we're here covering today. Mistake number 1, signing the first contract that you see. This one catches more families off guard than anything else because it doesn't feel like a mistake in the moment. It feels like getting help. Restoration companies are in the business of fire damage, and they're good at it. And they're fast, right? Like, some of them monitor emergency dispatch systems so that they can show up at your door before you've even called your insurance company. They show up, they're professional, they're helpful, and they hand you a form. And that form is called an assignment of benefits, or AOB. And here's what it does in plain language, right? It transfers your insurance claim rights to the restoration company. Instead of you negotiating with the insurance company about, what your repairs are worth, the restoration company now does that in their name, in their benefit. Now, some restoration companies are reputable and this process works fine, right? But some are not. And once you've signed that document, it's very difficult to undo. So as you can see on this slide, you have 3 rights you should know about before anyone puts a pen in your hand. So 1, you have the right to choose your own restoration company. Okay. 2, you have the right to take 24 hours before signing anything. Okay. And 3, you have the right to have any document reviewed before you sign it. So, do not let the urgency of the situation, rush you into a signature that you cannot take back. Now, mistake number 2 is waiting to ask for a claims advance, right? Most homeowners don't even know this is an option. And so they don't ask. And they spend weeks in a hotel draining their savings when they did not have to. Okay. So let me explain what an advance payment is. When your claim is filed, your insurance company knows that they're going to owe you money, obviously. The final number takes time to calculate, but that doesn't mean you have to wait for every dollar. You can and you should request an advance against your claim. So this is a partial payment issue up front to help homeowners essentially cover your immediate needs, right? So hotel, food, clothing, like basic necessities. Okay. Now, as you can see on this slide, this falls under what's called ALE coverage, additional living expenses. So most homeowners policies include it, but your insurance company is not going to call you and say, hey, would you like an advance? In our experiences, I hear we have less than 5 clients a year that their insurance company actually brings this up. So make sure you pay attention to this slide specifically. Okay, so like I said, you have to ask for this, and here's how you do it. You call your claims adjuster or your insurance company's claims line. If an adjuster has not been assigned to you yet, and you say, I need to request an advance payment against my ALE coverage for immediate living expenses. Write down the name of who you spoke to, write down the date and the time, and follow up in writing, even just a text or an email, so that there's a record of this, right? Most insurance companies will process an advance within 24 to 48 hours once it's been requested. And I want you to remember, this is your money. You paid for this coverage. Okay, so you have every right to ask for it. Now, mistake number 3, and this is one I see, cost families a ton of money, is letting the adjuster do all of the documentation. Okay, so here's something I want you to understand about the adjuster's role. The adjuster works for the insurance company, right? And that's not a criticism, it's just a fact. So, their job is to assess the damage and determine what the insurance company owes. And they are trained to do that efficiently. Okay. Now, by efficiently, that doesn't always mean, it does not mean in your favor. Typically, efficiently and in your favor are not always the same thing, right? If the adjuster documents your loss and you don't have your own record, you are relying entirely on their assessment. So, if they miss something or categorize something differently than you would have, you may not find out until it's too late. So, here's what you do. Before the adjuster arrives, or as soon as you can safely do so, document everything yourself. Okay. And as you can see on this slide, there are 4 things to capture. The first is a video walkthrough. So walk through every room with your phone, narrate what you see out loud, open closets, open cabinets, open drawers. The more detail, the better. And, say things like, this is the master bedroom closet. These shelves held approximately 40 items of clothing, right? Like, be specific, okay? The second thing is photos, right? Photograph everything. Every wall, every ceiling, every piece of furniture. Get close-ups of smoke damage, water damage, structural damage. Get more photos than you think that you need, okay? The third thing is written inventory. So sit down, even in a hotel room that night, and write down every item you can remember that was in your home, right? This includes furniture, electronics, appliances, clothing, jewelry, sentimental items, anything and everything, okay? And fourth is save all of your receipts, right? Everything from hotel, food, clothing, transportation, everything you spend, because you cannot live in your home. Anything that's making you spend money from not living in your home, right? Also, date stamp everything, all your receipts, and keep them in one folder, whether it's physical or digital. Just have it, okay? All of this documentation is your evidence, and not only is it your evidence, but it's your leverage. So it's something that you need to gather, because ultimately no one else is going to gather it for you. As you can see on this slide, 4 things right now. Number 1, do not sign any contract without reading it fully and understanding what you're agreeing to. If anyone hands you an assignment of benefits document, take 24 hours. You have that right, okay? Second, call your insurance company and request an advance against your ALE coverage. Say those exact words, write down who you speak to. Number 3, document your loss yourself, okay? Videos, photos, written inventory. Do it before the adjuster arrives, if at all possible. And number 4 is keep a claim journal, right? Starting today, if you can. Every phone call, every conversation, every document, date, name, what was said, right? This record will matter if there is ever a dispute, which unfortunately my team and I see very often. So Those 4 steps, that's everything. And they are not complicated, but most homeowners don't take them because nobody tells them to. So now you know. I want to just take a second before we close out, and once again just say, if you're watching this because you just went through a fire, I'm truly sorry, and I mean that, not just for the sake of this video, but I truly mean that. This is not an easy industry. I'm fortunate, love what my team and I do. We hear terrible stories, and we just like to help our clients get through these situations on the other side and help advocate and be there for them, because unfortunately no one else in this industry is going to do that. So with that being said, the fact that you're here trying to educate yourself, trying to protect your family, that's what matters. So if you want to talk through where you are in your claim, what you signed, what you haven't, well, what you should be asking for, please reach out to our team. You'll see all of our company links on my page, as well as direct contact to me, whatever is the easiest. No pitch, no pressure, just a conversation, so you understand exactly where you stand, right? So as mentioned, the links are all in my profile. If you're not ready for any of that, subscribe, stay with me. My plan is to keep putting out content that walks you through these processes, step by step, all of your options, what those options look like, and that way you have all the information that you need. So once again, my name is Louis Swan. I'm wishing you and your family the absolute best, and thank you for spending this time with me on my channel. Hopefully we'll speak soon. Take care.